Welcome to the next lesson in your SEO mastery course. In this lesson, we are going to discuss what is the ideal content length. So let's look at, is longer content really better? See, 90% of the web is actually preferring short content. With the penetration of internet and mobile phones and smartphones in everyone's hands, you would see that people are actually consuming shorter and shorter form of content. We don't watch long videos anymore. We prefer 1 minute, 2 minute YouTube videos and WhatsApp videos. Even statistically, 2 minute YouTube videos actually perform better than very long videos which are 10 minutes and 20 minutes long. And we might be led to believe that people are reading more of blog posts and quotes and snippets instead of reading big books and long books. So this is true to some extent. People's attention span has actually come down, and because of that, shorter content is actually getting more traction. But here one more thing that you have to remember is that these short form content, which are mostly consumed by people who have very low attention span, are not users who would actually become customers. So for example, if you look at BuzzFeed type of content or Scoop Whoop type of content, where these content are like short content, viral pieces of content, where it is something like a funny fact or a shocking fact or a very small information piece, which is like, inspires shock and awe. So these types of content are basically, I would say that this is like junk food, where instead of eating whole healthy meals, we are just going ahead and eating small pieces of junk food, which is actually not good for our health in the long term. So there is 10% of these people who are your customers, and these 10% will actually read long form content. And that is what I have also discovered with my own content creation. For example, right now we are nearly in the 15th or 16th lesson in the entire SEO mastery course, and this entire course has long form videos where videos ranges from 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and you have consumed a lot of videos in this course as well. And if you are listening to it right now, obviously you have a very high attention span, and this content is not something like BuzzFeed type of content where I am giving something viral. So actually, who are people who are going to end up as customers, these people are going to have higher engagement. So whether you are writing blog post or anything, actual long form content, from what I have experienced, gets more links, more conversions and more engagement, not from everyone, but from high intent users who might be your customers. See, 90% of the people will not engage in long form content, but it's fine because these 90% of the people are not your customers anyway. What you need is the small 10% of people who are actually engaging in your content, because those are the people who will ultimately convert into your best customers. So whether it is going to be Facebook post, whether it is landing page sales copy for sales, or whether it is going to be blog post, in every case, a longer sales page and long form content actually performs very well. For example, if you are in a landing page where I am selling, let's say, a social media marketing course, you would want to gain as much information about it before investing your hard earned money. So let's say you are investing 2000 rupees in that course. So here you would not just read a short form content and just go ahead with it. If it is free content and if it is something which does not require much of your attention or money, then you would just go ahead and engage with a short form content. But here, when you are actually paying your hard earned money, you would want to get as much information as possible, right? So that is what the same concept applies to your customers as well. So when your customers are in your landing page and if you are expecting them to pay you, then here you would want a very long landing page. And also, if you have blog posts and other pieces of content such as email and Facebook posts, make as much information as possible in these posts so that your high intent users get maximum value out of it and they get all the information that they need. So we will also look at some data which supports this, and then we will look at some examples from Digital Deepak itself, where I will show you long form blog posts, FB posts and landing pages. So SERP IQ did a research where they have found out that the top 10 results in Google search rankings on average has more than 2000 words in most of the cases. Of course, there will be pages for certain keywords, even if it is high volume. small content would rank well. But here you can see that the first and second result and even the third result has more than 2300 and 2400 words of content on their pages. And as you go below 7th, 8th or 9th result, you can see that the content length is actually getting smaller. So there is actual statistical data which says that long blog post and content which is around 2500 words actually performs better. So moz.com also did a research where they found out that long form content gets more links and social shares. But here you also have to be careful that correlation is not the same as causation. So correlation means that a page with high ranking is also having more links and social shares. That may be because the page is having high ranking and because of that it is getting links and social shares, or it could be the other way around because the content is very authoritative and long form content it is getting a lot of links and social shares, and because of that it is getting a high search engine rank. So we have a very high correlation between more links, social shares and long form content, but we cannot accurately say that one is causing the other because these are all happening in parallel. So, but in general, from what we can see, long form content with as much information as possible about a particular topic in a web page is always performing better. So Neil Patel did a research on his own blog where he found out that the number of social shares with posts more than 1500 words is significantly more than posts with less than 1500 words. So same data point proved again by another person. And then you can see that long tail searches have better intent. So I will show you some examples of short tail and long tail keywords. For example, if someone is searching for top digital marketing courses, then I would say even if it is a 4 words, comparatively it's a short tail keyword. But if someone is searching for top digital marketing courses in Mumbai or in Bangalore, here it's a long tail keyword. The competition for long tail keywords is less. It is easier to rank for long tail keywords, and you would see that the intention of the people is also better because someone who is actually serious joining a digital marketing course, instead of searching for something like generally top digital marketing courses, he would be more specific in what he or she wants. So here long tail keywords have better intent, so you should be targeting long tail keywords and writing articles for it. So some of the examples that I would show from Digital Deepak itself is I will show you a post about an article which is titled Publish a Book on Grow Rich. So here I went to a seminar called Publish a Book on Grow Rich, and in this seminar whatever I learned I wrote it as a long blog post, and whenever people are actually searching for that seminar my blog post shows up, and it's a blog post with 4500 words. I will show it to you on my website. And I also recommend that you keep the content as short as possible, in the sense that I'm not saying that you should make it purposefully long, like add a lot of filler content and just keep doing blah blah blah. So if you can say something in 500 words, do not say the same thing in 1000 words. So Einstein said that you should make everything simple as possible, but not simpler than that. In the sense, if I can communicate an entire concept in 4000 words and I cannot make it lesser than that, then that is the ideal length. So if I can communicate the same concept in 3000 words, I should try to make it 3000 words. So that is what I mean when I say as short as possible. There should not be any filler content. I would also show you some content updation and relaunch techniques, which is basically updating the same content and launching it again. And I would also show you some examples where short form content will also rank better. So content length is not the only signal. So I will show you an example where I wrote an article about Google AdWords certification and it is still ranking well. So let me go and log in into my browser and let me show you all these examples. So here I am searching for a keyword, Publish a Book on Grow Rich. So Publish a Book on Grow Rich is a brand by this person called Jerry Robert, and he has created a publishing company and he recruits authors and helps them publish a book within a certain period of time, and he helps them market these books as well. So Publish a Book on growrich.com is a very big brand and he does events all over the world. And here you can see an events link, then the latest event link and the actual homepage appearing for the keyword. So here what I did, I wrote an article which says Jerry Roberts published a book on Grow Rich review. So I attended this boot camp. It was a 2-day workshop, and I wrote whatever I learned in this workshop. So this particular blog post is actually around 4,500 words long, and I wrote everything that I learned in this workshop, and I couldn't make it less than 4,500 words because I had to cover 2 days of content in this post. And basically what I have done here is that I felt that Jerry Roberts program was too costly and it was not worth it. So I basically wrote a review about it, and I also wrote how one can go ahead and publish a book themselves without the help of Jerry Robert. So the title is Publish a Book and Grow Rich Without Jerry Robert, a guide to self-publish your book. So here what I have done is that I have just given a honest opinion, and if you can go ahead and see the comments below. You can see there is 101 comments, and many people have said that they also attended the boot camp. They felt that the entire program was not worth it in terms of cost, and they really liked this particular article. And this particular article has also generated a lot of backlinks over time, and you can see that if you go ahead and review some of the other posts that has been done in this topic, some of them have actually linked back to me because this is a very authoritative post. So that is one example of how a very long form content actually helps you go ahead and rank for a particular keyword. So this is a very targeted keyword. Here the search volume may not be very high, but the quality of visitors who come to my blog through this particular search is very high. The quality is very high. So other example I want to show you is Google AdWords certification. So if you search for Google AdWords certification, you can see that my blog is ranking on the 3rd place after just Google's own pages. But if you go ahead and look inside this website, this particular blog post does not have too much content. So this particular blog post is just around 300 words long, and with 300 words in length, what I have achieved is I have achieved a ranking of number 3. And you can see that this particular YouTube video has also got 28,000 views. So it doesn't always mean that long form content is the only one which will rank better. Short form content will also rank better, considering that you are straight to the point, you have a high quality article, you have good number of backlinks, and you have good engagement on the website as well. So engagement on the website is very important. So if someone is searching for this particular keyword, and if they are clicking on this link and immediately clicking the back button, Google can understand that the actual result is not very relevant to them because they have clicked on back button and they have actually bounced out, right? So Google tracks a lot of user signals like that, which we will discuss more on off-page optimization. So another technique that I want to discuss about is content relaunch. So this is a technique that is introduced by Brian Dean from backlinko.com. So basically content relaunch is a method where you go ahead and update an old content that you have published on your blog, and you update it with fresh content, change the date of the publishing, and then push it on top, and then share it with your entire audience again, so that the social shares and backlinks go up even more. So basically when you do content relaunch, what you are doing is that you are actually working on an article which is already getting some search traffic. So you can go ahead and look at 10 different blog posts that you have published like 6 months back, and see which of these blog posts is actually getting the maximum amount of search traffic. You go and take that blog post, update it, and relaunch the content, again promote it on social media and everything. And if you do this, what will happen is that there is possibility of getting even more backlinks, because basically you are spreading the message about your best performing content, and that would start ranking even better. So once you do content relaunches of your best performing articles, you will see your search traffic go up that way as well. So I want to show you one more example of how long form content actually performs very well. So this post that I made on February 17th, I almost wrote a long blog post within Facebook itself, and I added a lot of emojis here as well to increase engagement. So here I am basically talking about what is digital marketing and introducing the concept of digital marketing to people who have not heard about it. So here you can see this is a very long post, almost like a blog post, and I just put an image here instead of a link. So here you can see that this particular post has reached 1.4 million people, has 38,000 likes and 1,551 shares. So here this particular post is performing very well and the engagement is very high. So when I actually promote it within Facebook ads, the relevance score is also very high. So as I was telling you before, not everyone is going to read your content, but people who will potentially engage with your brand and product and who would actually become your customers in the future, they are more likely to read your content more. So this is another example of how long form content actually performs better apart from my blog posts. So same goes for landing pages as well, where if you are selling something, you should make a long form landing page with as much information as you can give to a person who is going to part with their hard-earned money. So that's about it for this lesson. I hope you got a clear idea about long form content and what is the ideal content length. And I hope you now understand that longer content is actually better, but you should also make it in such a way that it is engaging for your audience and you should not add filler content. So thank you for watching this video and I will see you in the next lesson.